Hello and welcome back to Visit Villegas. Today we are going to make Martha Stewart's macaroni and cheese. We have an arrangement of items today, and this is not going to be perfectly done for a number of reasons, but we're just doing our best. Getting started first, we have the oven preheated. We have the dish. We're going to prep the dish. So is this 3 quarts? How many quarts is this? I feel like this is like actually probably too big. Oh, a 13 by 9 inch, but 2 inch. So that's this. Although sometimes I wonder if this is like 4 inches, but I think that'll be okay. Great. Going back to Martha's recipe. Okay, we need to butter this guy up. Okay, before we do that, I'm gonna put some butter in the pan that I have heating over here because we need about 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, letting that butter melt. And then we're gonna butter up this pan. I use a leftover paper on this with the leftover butter on it to usually spread around, but I haven't opened that one yet. So for now, I'm just using a spatula to evenly distribute butter. Okay, that should be good. Okay, I have 2 tablespoons of butter. I just melted this 2 tablespoons of butter. All right, I have my breadcrumbs and I'm supposed to pour this over these, but I need to get a different bowl for that. Okay, these are the breadcrumbs. Got my tongs and the butter. It browned a little bit, but that should be okay. Kind of wanna like get all that butter in that pan. Okay, hopefully that did the trick. Ooh, we gotta heat up the milk. Okay, that makes me so nervous. Are we waiting for it to get to like, oh my gosh, I was not actually prepared for the way that this recipe is going. I should have looked at this better. Okay, hold on. We're gonna heat up the milk. I've got a lot of milk here. And I've got also all my cute little spices in these spice jars. Oh, remaining butter. Ah. Oh well. This is so interesting. I'm gonna have a hard time doing it, but I'm gonna try to bring it back over here so you guys can see everything I'm doing. Okay, so the best way I can do this off the top of my head, it's not impossible, but it is doable. All right, Lord, give me grace and swiftness to do this. We're gonna pour the milk in here. Oh, Lord have mercy. Perfect size pan for this. I can do hard things and this isn't hard. This is simple, you're just not used to it. You know what? I'm gonna do all of this butter instead of some of it. I'm gonna do the whole thing because butter evaporates. And when that happens, then you lose some of it. So hopefully she didn't account for that. Okay, we're waiting for the butter to bubble. And then when the butter has bubbled, we're gonna add flour and we're gonna use our whisk. And it's gonna, not deglaze, that's not the right word for it, but it is gonna be less than what it is now. And I do have good news. I don't know if I shared it with you guys yet, but my dishwasher has worked through 2 cycles now. And that's kind of a big deal in our house. I made that whole chicken recipe and I'm so bummed that I did not get an aesthetic photo of it all put together because it did take me 3 hours and more hours if you want to add the planing and the grocery shopping and the budgeting to the whole situation. All right, it feels a lot less overwhelming now. I read the rest of the instructions. Ooh. Okay, essentially in this recipe, we are going to wait until this butter is bubbling, add the flour, whisk it together, add the milk, whisk it together, add the cheese, whisk it together, combine it with cooked. We're using a pound of elbow noodles. And these only take about, we're gonna do these for like 6 minutes because we want them underdone a little bit. This butter is bubbling and we're going to whisk in flour. This is a little bit looser than in the photos that Martha has online, but I have to assume that's because I used more butter, which is okay. Fun. Okay, so we did that. And then we're gonna add the milk and whisk until sauce is thick. I might need to add extra flour to this. All right, we're gonna take this back to the heat. I'm going to make the pasta now because this water is ready for pasta. Okay, the pasta is done being cooked. It's a little bit underdone, hopefully anyways, so that way it can continue baking. And this needs to come off the heat in a second. It's not quite as thick as I think it's supposed to be, but it's the best I could do. Just love a good mac and cheese. Don't you guys just love good mac and cheese? Okay, this we're just gonna leave right here. I mean, for the most part, this is probably what they wanted. My biggest concern is this staying on. There are bubbles, and I think it's thicker. So we're gonna have to say that that's what it's supposed to be. I got these cutie containers thrifting a while ago. Okay, so we're stirring in the salt. Oh, it's definitely thicker now, I'm seeing that. Pepper. I've never heard of adding nutmeg to a recipe, but we are. Follow the recipe. And spice. This one called for cayenne, but all I had was paprika. 3 cups of cheddar cheese. All right, this is 2. Just gonna do most of this because I think I'm supposed to have some extra left over. So, got like just a little bit left in the bag. Ooh, it's getting nice and thick. Wow, this is Max. Don't get us back in the hospital for this.
How's your pain level now?
Do you feel it now, Mr. Cranch?
Love you. You did great. Wow, I have never made a mac and cheese like this before. This is so fun. I think I've only ever made in the box mac and cheese, so this is incredible. So fun. Okay, let me make sure I got the salt, nutmeg, pepper, cheddar cheese, guys, I can't say French words. I've gone over this before. Gruyere. Okay, I already did the mac and cheese. All right, big moment. Are you kidding me? This is so cool right now. All right, now we need to put all of this inside of here. Wow, that is gorgeous. All right, we're gonna sprinkle the rest of the cheese. Oh my gosh, guys, there was all this cheese though. There was all this cheese. But it said to do 3 cups. All right, listen, I don't have enough cheese for tomorrow's recipe anyways. Oh no, it wants a lot of cheese. It says 1.5 cups left of cheese on top of here, plus the other half. Okay. So I'm not that far off, but like a whole cup is missing from down here. I feel like it's got to be okay. Now we're gonna bake this bad boy 30 minutes. Let's clean up. Okay, what? This is incredible. Guys, it smells so good. Obviously you can see it looks perfect. Gee. Okay, dinner's ready. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna eat the chicken we made last night and this for dinner with some veggies, of course. I'm just so happy. I love cooking. Cooking is fun. Cooking is fun. Usually. When it turns out right, it's fun. We have our days, right? They don't always turn out perfect. Okay, I will have this recipe linked in the show notes for you guys. I'll come back with a review. Let me give you a review of last night's. Last night's dinner was so good. The beets, I definitely needed to wrap the beets better so that way they would steam more because they were still a little bit hard because they were halfway steamed, halfway roasted. So those definitely needed more of an enclosed area to steam better, and then that way the skin would have pulled off better than it did last night as well. Carrots were perfect. Potatoes were great. One thing that I wish if I had had more room or done them at different times, what I would have done is Martha shared this tip about like heating up your pan first before you put the potatoes on it and doing potatoes by themselves. If I had the chance to do that, I think it would have made a difference, but the recipe for the carrots and the potatoes together, it was just delicious. It was so good. I'm kind of surprised at how you can use the same ingredients and get such different big results using the same things. It's kind of weird how it can play like that. And the measurements feel like similar. They don't feel like that different. Should I plate this up for me? Yeah, I should have some. Just a couple bites. This is really beautiful. I feel like texture-wise, if it had had more cheese in the bottom, I don't really know if it would have made much difference, but there was supposed to be a whole another cup of cheddar cheese. Okay, so let's taste the spoon. The cheese sauce is very good. That is some pretty freaking good mac and cheese, you guys. I cannot specifically taste the nutmeg or paprika, so I'm thinking that the combination of all of those things were really good. I feel like I could try a different recipe next time, but why would I want to when this one turns out so well? It's the end of nap time, so I'm gonna go wake up my baby, but I've got dinner ready. Thanks for hanging out with me while I made mac and cheese, and I'll see you at the next recipe.